Okay, well, I'm trying a different format right now because I have a new video camera, and instead of doing it with my iMac in my office, I'm going to make a little video this way. And a lot's been happening. Last time I made a 2012 update was about back in March, I believe. So in 2 months we've had, see, there was an earthquake in China. Then we got that big thing in Nashville. It wiped out, caused a lot of damage down there. And then we had a tremendous amount of storms this winter in the Northeast. And then of course we have the oil spill now. And then a couple of terrorist things with that stupid guy in New York City and so on. So it's just amazing what's going on right now. So I thought I'd make another video and try to bring some more thoughts about it. Now, I've often said that I really think of 2012 as a process and not a specific date. And when you look at things that are predicted for 2012, you say, well, all this stuff's going to happen and there's going to be a variety of different kinds of problems. And then, people say, well, prove it, But then you look at all the stuff that's going on just in the news, and a lot of stuff we don't even hear about. There's tons of stuff. I mean, Greece is collapsing. I mean, it's just incredible. Now, you hear about all that stuff, and then you say, well, what time is it? It's 2010. Oh, isn't that interesting? We're getting awfully close to something's going on. Now, the problem with a lot of predictions and so on, and psychics and so on, is like, well, who can you believe, really? So you have to really look at what's practical, okay? And that's why the internet is amazing, because we can share information very quickly, and people can harness resources and learn stuff. So just the feeling I get, there's a lot of more people who are getting really, really upset with what's going on, because they see that the leaders, not just in our part of the world, in lots of parts of the world, people get in power, they have lots of money, they are the so-called leaders by default, and they screw up, they do all kinds of disasters, and they cause problems, and you say, well, look, okay, we can't have that, So, what happens is, the powers of nature really is ultimately what it comes down to, because our perspective needs to change. There's a great photo that I saw online recently of our Earth, taken from one of those spaceships they sent out there that was millions of miles away, and our Earth looked like this tiny little blue dot in this huge field of stars and planets and things. And Carl Sagan wrote this amazing thing about his thoughts regarding how small we are. So the powers of nature are really what's at work here, and specifically cosmic influences, on a scale that is very hard for human imagination to really go there, because, I mean, we have enough to deal with just with the things that we have problems calculating every day, our daily lives, our accounts, and our paperwork, and all that kind of stuff, and we can't think about these cosmic things. But the cosmic things, if that wasn't happening, we wouldn't even have an Earth, we wouldn't have an atmosphere. So these cosmic things, these inconvenient, incredible powers that just happen to rule, basically, whether we like it or not, because we get short-sighted. Human ignorance, even if we say generations might last hundreds of years, or dynasties, that's a small amount of time in the big scheme of things. And the whole Earth has been, tilted upside down, basically, in many ways, literally and physically, over the millions of years. So, what I think we need to pay attention to is what's really happening. Now, Iceland is losing some of its glacial ice, which cools and has weight, plus it's heating up over there, and it's already shown its face a couple times now. if that thing exploded in a really, really big way, and not just the way it was just a few weeks ago with the restricting airplanes and so on in that area, I mean, that by itself is a very significant thing. But the dust that comes down from it and the changing in atmospheric and wind conditions and stuff like that. Now, imagine if something like that happened like 10 times as big. I mean, there have been literally times in our recorded history when, for example, when Krakatoa blew out, I believe it was later in that year, the dust went around the Earth and caused such a reduction in temperature that for one summer there was basically like no summer. I mean, it started snowing in June and so on. I mean, that's how much it can affect it. Imagine what it did to the crops now. You know, nowadays it would affect a lot more people because there's a lot of people that live in, we're populated. We don't grow our own food, you know. But anyway, there's really a lot going on, and I really appreciate some of the new people that have subscribed to my site right now. I basically listen to a lot of stuff on video on YouTube, so I'm not just someone who produces something, and I'm trying to share what I know, my observations, and as well I'm trying to learn from other people. You know, we all have intuitions and insights about what's happening, and collectively that's the amazing thing. Now I want to say once again, I really believe that the internet, we're so lucky to have it. I mean, we can find out things now, we can share, we can find people, we can learn stuff, we can print out maps, we can learn how to grow food. There's a whole lot of things that people can do with the internet right now. I don't know, even if there's no conspiracy to stop it or privatize it or whatever, I mean, power outages just get shut off, get cut off from what normal communication methods where, you know, ATMs don't work and things like that. Now, in regard to finances, just on a quick note, I personally believe that people who have some money should think about putting some of it in tangible things such as tools, equipment, take care of your health, work on your home, get a vehicle or equipment, and things like that, education. So I only have a limited time here on YouTube per segment, so and I try not to overwhelm my site with too much content, but I thought it was time for another update, so I'll be adding more content in some of the other subject areas very soon.